For those of you quantum healing, you might be familiar with some of the terms in the Brennan model of the first 7 levels of the human energy field. Now, have you ever dreamed you were falling and then suddenly you woke up with a jolt? A doctor will tell you this is probably a low blood sugar thing and that you were having a dream that maybe you were flying above the rooftops and thought that you were falling, and this might be some psychological meaning. Have you ever catapulted your body or out of your body, and when you look down at your body, thought it belonged to someone else in a dream? If these descriptions sound familiar, then you have experienced your subtle body firsthand. Some people call this astral body. Often, your subtle body temporarily separates from your physical body during sleep. It might hover over your body or even fly above your home. If your subtle body suddenly drops back into your physical body, you might wake with a shock or shudder when the two bodies reunite. So what do we mean by subtle body? You're well aware that you have a gross physical body, which requires food, sleep, and exercise. However, you also have a subtle body made of light, thought, and pranic energy. However, your subtle body needs different nourishment than your physical body. You need to feed it spiritual food, such as prayer, meditation, and positive thinking. When you do this, it becomes robust and healthy. Remember how we were talking about the chakras imbalances? When we feed negative thoughts and toxic emotions, it shrinks and collapses. In this lecture, we're going to discover and explore the many layers and dimensions of this human energy field by following the Brennan model of the first levels of the human energy field. So let's talk a little bit about your energy body. Well, nearly every civilization gives credence to an animating spirit, invisible essence, an electric force of field, an aura that pervades and encompasses the physical body. This spiritual body is visible only to subtle sense perception. Some people say that they might be clairvoyant or clairaudient or clairsentient. That means they feel, they hear, and they see other vision things ahead of time. This light body can dissociate from your physical body during sleep, hypnosis, meditation, or near-death experiences, or under anesthesia. At death, it permanently splits from your gross body, yet continues to live in higher realms of existence. Because your energy body is larger than your physical body, it extends past your gross body's boundaries, and its outer edge is visible as an aura. This light body may appear multi-layer, egg-shaped, spiral or oval, or it might follow the body's contours, as you can see in different representations in this slide. Sometimes it might seem thicker or denser close to the body and more vaporous and transparent as you go to the outer edges. Yet the aura's influence is felt farther away than even the best clairvoyant sight can perceive. This energetic body, as we say, has many names: auric field, subtle body, astral body, etheric double body, doppelganger, fluided body, beta body, counterpart body, pre-physical body, bioplastic body, or psychic atmosphere, to name a few. Now, are we able to measure this body? And what are some of the points, such as the nadis? Well, high-frequency photography was invented in the early 20th century by Kirlian, a Russian electrotherapy technician. First photographed the aura in a field of high frequency and electrical currents. Using what is called as Kirlian's camera, Soviet scientists extensively studied the luminous body of inanimate and inanimate objects during the 20th century. In psychic discoveries behind the Iron Curtain, Ostrander and Schroeder first described the phantom leaf effect. After cutting off a section of a plant leaf, researchers found a glowing leaf pattern still visible in the photographs, as though the entire leaf still existed in life form. We even, as humans, have terms for this, such as, for example, ghost member, or ghost experience, when some, for example, war heroes have legs or arms cut off, and they still feel the effect as a phantom effect or a ghost effect, that their arm or leg is still there. Though the American researchers could not replicate the Soviet experiments, many scientists still believe the discovery was highly significant. In 1973, after more than 500 trials, Kendall Johnson photographed a phantom leaf with clear internal details. Yet, this finding was dismissed as an electrostatic artifact. Ron Milczak of McGill University in Montreal, a psychologist, studied 125 people with missing limbs, mostly teenagers, and he concluded, in fact, you do not need the body to feel the body. Physicians typically view this as wishful thinking, hallucination to view the body as it once was. But clairvoyants claim to actually see phantom limbs, the missing arm or leg in subtle form, and still attached to the body. We're gonna go through some of the cosmic anatomy. We already talked about the gross physical body. This one requires food, dies without food, and after that becomes food for the insects. This is our temporary vehicle, and performs actions as though we were alive, yet it has no will or life on its own, as it is merely entirely controlled by our mind. Made of 5 elements, our gross body or physical body is solid due to the earth element, fluid due to the water, and warm due to fire, active and moving due to air, and occupying space due to ether. Our physical body has limitations, including illness, aging, and death. Now, the subtle body consists of 3 layers: the vital, the mental, and the intellectual. This is made out of 18 principles that are not discovered here for lack of time, but that you can learn in my Chakra 101 Quantum course. These principles are intellect, ego, mind, the 5 knowing senses, 5 working senses, and 5 sense objects. The vital layer, also known as pranic body or astral body, is an exact replica of the gross body. Sometimes it's also termed etheric double. This one sends external objects through the 5 senses. It craves the sense of objects through the stimuli, and it directs a physical body to satisfy basic survival instincts. The vital body is concerned with our organs. The vital sheath or layer can leave the physical body and travel into the astral world. This is called astral travel. The mental layer is the second aspect of your subtle body and consists of 3 parts: the conscious of lower mind, subconscious sensory mind, and the reflexive mind. The conscious mind performs mental functions and directs actions. It gives you the capacity to think, deliberate, and reason. Your mental body is built of thought forms and ideas projected from your mind. The mental body often follows the outline of your physical body and extends 3 to 6 inches beyond its boundaries. This glow is more pronounced around the head, forming a halo. The subconscious sensory mind is the objective, active mind, impressionable, subjective, and sometimes passive. This body can project from your physical body and travel at the speed of thought. Without heaviness or mass, it occupies no space and is not subject to gravity. It continues after death. This auric layer vibrates with myriad deep, intense colors, changing according to the moods. Dominating colors indicate which emotions are prevalent. The subconscious habit mind or reflexive mind consists of subliminal traits, inclinations, and habits that create repetitive expectations and complex emotional charge reactions. This is part of your emotional body. Now, we already talked about your gross body. We talked about the mental body and the intellect body. Now, we also have something called the higher bodies. I'm not going to cover all of them in this lecture, but just for you to know that there's also something called the celestial body. Some people call it a Christ body, and the I am body, the cosmic body, and the absolute body, here also known as the etheric temple, celestial body, and etheric temple. I hope that you're willing to learn more about the different types of body in the Brennan model. I'll see you in the next lecture, in which we're going to talk about the nadis and the tree of life.